Nashville, Tennessee. It's the Three with the Studio C band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura Harris-Smith and welcome to this special edition of The Three, part 2 of our interviews on the set of Unplanned, the story of former Planned Parenthood director Abby Johnson and her journey from helping abort tens of thousands of babies to becoming a pro-life advocate and now the hero of this great film. Some of you may remember that in season 1 of The Three, we had a full lineup of great guests. And you can always go to our website at www.thethree.tv and see all of our archived episodes. But season 1 was so special, where we welcomed Mike Lindell, CEO and inventor of MyPillow, Lorraine Varela, photographer, but also author of Love in the Face of ISIS. And of course, who could forget Robia Scott, Hollywood actress and vibrant Christian speaker. Well, the three of them were not even supposed to meet on the set of The Three, but due to a providential ice storm, they did. And now, all these months later, the three of them have collaborated on this very timely film about life. I was invited to the set of Unplanned here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where I got to reconnect with Robia, Lorraine, and Mike. And on day 17 of shooting, I caught them all in one spot and we were able to chat again. This is part 2 of that interview, and like part 1, we'll have more interviews with the cast, crew, the official trailer, and so much more. This is another exciting episode, folks, so let's get started.
It's such an important topic. I'm so happy to even be part of the catalyst that brought everything together.
You were the core.
I mean, if you only knew, like the day of that ice storm, we literally, my husband and I were sitting at the table, we're realizing we have to put everybody up for a second night. Guys, this was season 1. Remember season 1? Okay, so it was entirely underwritten by my husband and myself. Full disclosure, because we believed in the mission, and we're sitting there at the table going, I guess we put them all up in a hotel again tonight. I guess we feed everybody. We're looking at our bank balance, like literally under the table while everybody's visiting. But we knew God had a plan. We knew that He did. So to hear you say that, what He's doing for the cast, not just for the people who are going to watch, or be it those people who are watching, the people who are going to, maybe they've been through an abortion, maybe they're considered, what would you say to those people?
Oh my goodness. I think the heart of this movie is that this is not about preaching, and it's not about Bible thumping, and it's not about I'm right and you're wrong. It's really about, the story is about redemption. The story is about the goodness of God.
Yes.
When you've made choices, because we've all made choices.
Yeah.
We've all made choices that we wish we didn't make. And that no matter what you've experienced, that when you have that connection with God, He can use everything to further your life. And really, truly, what Scripture says, what the enemy means to destroy, God will use for your good.
Wow.
So I do believe there's a strong anointing of healing that's going to be on this movie for women to recognize that they can forgive themselves, that God forgives,
Condemnation.
and that maybe those women that are at a choice point also would have a revelation and really have a clear understanding of what's behind Planned Parenthood. Just like in media nowadays, if we look at mainstream media, television programming is meant to do just that. It's meant to program us. And if we only look at one stream, we get programmed to believe a certain way of thinking that is very biased. So it's really about getting the whole truth, and we've seen that in our political climate. And it's the same with an issue such as this. We've been programmed to believe one aspect, and I hope that this movie brings another side that sheds a light that then would give the viewer an opportunity to have more information of the truth, to then pray about, think about, and make a decision about where they stand and what they believe.
Can I also just interject something really quickly? An underlying theme is just about compassion how Abby found compassion from people who were on the opposite side of the fence, how she found compassion from her husband who held a differing viewpoint. She had compassion from her parents who saw her through she was making these difficult choices and they weren't in agreement, but the love continued to just be the undercurrent. And she said she's found good in both sides, and negative things in both sides. Sure. And it's really about reaching out to the other side too and finding just a way to reach with compassion and love.
Unplanned it's just my story. I worked at Planned Parenthood for 8 years, loved my job, loved what I did, believed that I was helping women. That's how I got involved in Planned Parenthood. And then really had my eyes opened.
It just moved away from the catheter.
They always move. That's why I do it this way.
And I knew then that abortion took the life of an individual and unique human being. And I knew if those two things were true, then I was on the wrong side of this issue. I was on the wrong side of this debate.
We had a wonderful girl that we know by the name of Megan Harrington. She came up to us. She's a Hollywood producer. She came up to us and gave us the book Unplanned by Abby Johnson. Abby's story is the most powerful story that the pro-life world has experienced up until this point.
Sometimes the bravest thing you can possibly do is change your mind, and that's what Abby did.
Seeing both sides and still having that characteristic of passion and helping women is something that people are really going to resonate with.
The statistics for abortion are mind-numbing. Worldwide, since 1980, 1.5 billion abortions. That's, what, a quarter of the planet missing? That's crazy.
I think some of the most telling statistics, the most shocking statistics about abortion are just the gross numbers of abortions that take place every year. So we're at about 1 million abortions a year, about 3,000 a day, and this is just in the United States. And about 1 in 3 women in the U.S. have had an abortion or will have an abortion by the time they're 45. There are places in the United States where there are more African American babies being aborted than born.
To know that there is a silent genocide that is going on and occurring predominantly in minority communities is a major issue.
Rhonda, baby, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Whatever you need, you can come live with us.
79% of abortion facilities are put in minority neighborhoods.
That baby you're carrying is going to be just as beautiful as Lily. Rhonda, don't do this. Rhonda!
Within our African American community, millions of unborn children have never seen the light of day. How many doctors, how many lawyers, how many pastors never had the opportunity for their gifts and their destinies to come into fruition?
There is no justice for the unborn because we don't see them die. Because it's done in secret, people don't really understand what's taking place inside the womb.
Part of the rationale in our culture for abortion being as available as it is that the fetus is nothing more than a clump of cells.
At this stage, between 6 and 8 weeks, it's just fetal matter. A lump of tissue, not much more than a polyp or a blood clot.
That's been the party line for a very long time. And if that's all it was, if it was no more than getting a tooth removed, let's say, well, you shouldn't worry about it too much.
So he's not a baby yet?
No, not at all.
And you can't feel any pain?
None whatsoever.
But most everyone is coming to realize because of the ultrasounds that it's not a clump of cells anymore. It is actually a baby.
When Abby was a clinic director, 70% of her clients would self-describe as Christian. In the Christian church at large, in the Catholic Church, it's no longer spoken of from the pulpit because it's such a divisive issue. Priests and pastors are afraid to speak of this issue, and that needs to change.
You can throw your hands up in the air, you can get mad, you can get frustrated, you can blame Washington, D.C., you can blame your uncle who's pro-abortion, you can blame so many people, but you have to respond. And the first response has to be, offering this up to God and asking for his help. So in 1998, Planned Parenthood announced plans that they would build the first ever abortion facility in College Station, Texas, a city with about 60,000 college students. And they bought the land under a different name, and they announced that it would be an abortion facility. And people at that moment in that community started going out and praying when it was just a pile of dirt.
And they were praying from that moment on till the day that Abby legitimately left.
40 Days for Life came about out of frustration. We saw our local abortion numbers going up at that Planned Parenthood. So we did 40 days of prayer and fasting and 40 days of a nonstop peaceful vigil outside of Abby's Planned Parenthood abortion facility.
And that building now is a crisis pregnancy counseling clinic, very pro-life, and also the national headquarters for 40 Days for Life. I dare say those prayers had some effect.
Unbelievable.
If abortion can end in one community, then it can end anywhere.
Hi, Laura Harris-Smith here, and you know by now that it's a passion of mine to see people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I'm convinced that sleep is the most important but the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. People are sleeping better with Quiet Brain. But my other passion is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night while they sleep and dream. And that's why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And now my two worlds, that is author and inventor, really come together on this topic of sleep and dreams through my Sweet Dreams package. You get one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain, which is comprised of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more, and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God, complete with a 1,000 symbol dream dictionary for interpreting your dreams, and instructions on which vitamins and minerals to help you better remember your dreams. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so grab this offer while it's still available. One copy of Seeing the Voice of God and one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain for easy application. And, while supplies last, a free Quiet Brain satin sleep eye mask. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. Order today at quietbrainoil.com. Welcome back to The Three from the set of the new movie, Unplanned.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Listen, before we went to the break, we were about to talk about your individual roles. But before I get to the antagonist, I have to say, we just completed a scene with you, Mike, that involved a hard hat and hundreds of cheering people. So I won't give away what it is. That's, spoiler alert there. When you see the hard hat, it's going to be a great scene. So, but tell me, how'd you get brought in here?
This is, for me, it was all divine appointments. I mean, even for all of you being here. I always look at what are the odds, and I got calls from two different people. One I met 3 years ago, one I met 2 years ago at an airport, and then I get here and find out this person knows this person knows this person, but it was at the last minute. It was a couple weeks ago. I was actually heading to Israel, and I got a call, and would you be in this movie, or would you? And I'm going, not only will I be in it, once I heard about it, I said, I'll get behind it any way I can.
That's wonderful.
So, and then I got all these confirmations that I'm doing the right thing.
Well, you're doing the right thing, but there's always opposition when you're doing the right thing.
For me, I get that all the time. I backed the president, and I met him. I went all in for that, and I do it. I pray about it. And if God tells me this is what I'm supposed to do, it doesn't matter.
Just do it.
I will plow through it. And you know what? I just had a thing the other day. They're going, Mike doesn't boycott this or boycott that. No, I'll double down. That's what I'll do.
Well, no, that is what we have to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and you did a great job in your scene, by the way. I'm still trying to get my head around Robia, like as the mean lady.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you do one of your scenes. I really wanted to get to see that while I was here. And by the way, they brought us in. Let me skip over you. Skip over you again. So Lorraine,
Lorraine,
you're acting in a real pastoral role here.
Yes.
Tell us what you're doing.
Well, about a year and a half ago, the directors, Carrie and Chuck, had invited my husband Gabriel and I to be the co-pastors on set. And so part of our role as the ministry team is to pray for the cast and crew. In fact, we've been praying every day for 6 months. And we've had a team of intercessors that daily have been praying. And specifically, one of the things that we've been praying for has been that God would remove every obstacle, objection, and opposition that stands in the way. Yeah. And as we've been here, we just keep seeing these things come up. And I feel like we're playing a game of whack-a-mole sometimes. You know, it's like one thing comes up and we hit it down. But it's just been amazing to see the miracles and the testimonies already happening as a result of just the prayers and the continual prayers. And so just being on set, we'll get texts to say, hey, so-and-so needs prayer. Can you come to the trailer and just pray for them? That happened this morning at 5:45 a.m.
It's whack-a-demon.
Yeah, too.
And I was glad that the reason I'm even here is because you called and said, can you come and be a part of that? Praying for people. We did a devotion, you know, this morning.
Well, every morning,
we
we start with devotions, and they've given us the permission to invite people like you to come on set and encourage the cast and the crew and just bring the presence of God,
spiritual
what you
atmosphere.
carry onto set, and it's been so powerful.
Can I tell you how unheard of this is? This is just really, this sets a precedent. Because every movie or TV show, you have a wardrobe department, you have a makeup department, but even Christian films, I've never heard of anyone having an actual prayer and intercession department. People that have been hired to come on to set, and I mean, they absolutely shift the atmosphere. And to be with people and to be entering into the presence of God together throughout the day, it's extraordinary.
That's amazing having that department. I have a chief praying officer at my pillow.
Do you really?
Yes.
A CPO?
CPO, chief praying officer. Seriously. Yeah.
I need that in my life. I need that in my life.
So coming here, I'm going, this is great.
I felt it when I walked on the set. Because I was an actress before I did any of this, and so I know from experience, you're right. And there's always a little bit of ego in this corner. Another corner, there's a little bit of lack of confidence. There's all, I walked in here this morning and I felt like there was an open heaven. I started hearing things quicker, like I have to be in prayer sometimes 30, 40 minutes before you just hear that full And I told them, I said, I stepped foot on this set and I knew that the Holy Spirit was here. He's near this work. Because immediately I was hearing things for people. They were confirming it was correct words, and I was just like, wow, they paved the way.
I just wanted to say that there are 5 of us that are brought here together, and each person was hand-selected by the Lord. In fact, we feel like everybody who comes on set, with Mike and Robia and yourself and all the cast and crew, have been hand-selected by the Lord because you had a yes in your heart. And so we call ourselves a 5-stone ministry. We just made that up. And then we walked into the director's office at Planned Parenthood for that scene, and the set dresser had put 5 stones on the table. And it was just like all these little prophetic signs that happened along the way.
Confirmations. There's so many confirmations here. I'm getting here. I'm going, what? You know this? You know, there's people here.
We got to get to Robia. So tell us about your character and really hone this in. This is a very serious topic. You play the part of Cheryl.
I do. I play the part of Cheryl.
And what was her job? I mean, I know her job, but you tell us.
She's the face of Planned Parenthood. She is the head. She's the one to really push the Planned Parenthood agenda. She's the one who takes Abby under her wing and raises her up. And she's promoting the cause. So my face is really representing the cause of Planned Parenthood, and perhaps as this movie comes out and things move forward, I can be a face and a representative of like what we've done today on set is actually bringing it down and defunding Planned Parenthood.
Absolutely.
Is there a lot of internal warfare when you're going through your role?
Yes, there's internal warfare, there's external warfare, you know, there's knowing what's going to come and the persecution, there's finding that place of the character and the role, wanting to be authentic, wanting to not make her a caricature, but make her a human who has a desire to really do good things, and really trying to find the balance of both of those sides.
And you said there's been miracles that have taken place on the set. They prayed, and we'll discuss a couple of those when we come back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay close. More with the cast of Unplanned when we come back.
Hi, Laura Harris-Smith here, and you know by now that it's a passion of mine to see people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I'm convinced that sleep is the most important but the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. People are sleeping better with Quiet Brain. But my other passion is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night while they sleep and dream. And that's why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And now my two worlds, that is author and inventor, really come together on this topic of sleep and dreams through my Sweet Dreams package. You get one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain, which is comprised of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more, and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God, complete with a 1,000 symbol dream dictionary for interpreting your dreams, and instructions on which vitamins and minerals to help you better remember your dreams. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so grab this offer while it's still available. One copy of Seeing the Voice of God and one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain for easy application. And, while supplies last, a free Quiet Brain satin sleep eye mask. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. Order today at quietbrainoil.com.
Welcome back to The Three from the set of the new movie, Unplanned.
Media is the most important, most powerful tool for evangelization, for spreading word, an idea, a theory. I mean, there's nothing that is as powerful as the media. We've always said that if John or Paul or Peter or any of the apostles were here today, they wouldn't go door to door knocking and saying, let me tell you about Jesus. What they would do is they go and make a movie.
No movie has spoken to post-abortive women like Unplanned will speak to them.
This is the first thing that's come along powerfully from the other direction, saying, oh, by the way, there's another side to this argument.
No one will be able to walk away from this movie and say, I didn't know. And to me, that is the most powerful piece of this film.
My dad is 84 years old, God bless his soul. Jewish man, very pro-choice. He's an atheist. He's everything in that way, okay? And he called me up and he said, baby, what are you doing? Well, he hadn't noticed that I was making a movie, okay? So I said, Dad, I'm making a movie. He says, okay, yeah, send me something. Okay, so I sent them the barrel scene. In this barrel scene, they're wheeling out the refuse in two big blue containers. What people don't realize is, in those containers are babies.
Is that what I think it is? Afraid so.
And they bring it to a sanitation truck, a waste truck, which carts it off and then gets rid of it. So my father starts to watch it.
Do you mind if we pray over it? I don't know about that, man. Please?
10 seconds in, he stops and I hear him choking up. And he can't speak and he says, I can't talk about this anymore. I'll call you tomorrow. Bang. Next day comes, he gives me a call and he says, we have to stop this abortion thing. We need to make laws to stop this. He said, you've shown us what we didn't want to see. And just see, bam, 10 seconds of film, going back to what we said, why it's so powerful. 10 seconds of film changed the position that he had his whole life.
Now we have a face, we have a voice from the inside that is showing us what we've never seen before.
I hope Unplanned, the story of Unplanned, this true story, is transformative for people.
We've got all this love actually working all through the film, and you see the power of what love can do.
These women need hope, and they need the mercy of God. And everything else, so the world tells you it's just going to go away or it's not a big deal, that is a complete lie. And this movie will really speak to that reality.
I think what this movie Unplanned is going to be able to do is really be able to help people see what's going on behind closed doors.
Abortion's in our history. Let's keep it there. Let's leave it there. And let's see a country, a culture where we love children and moms, where we don't pit them against each other, but we can love them both.
I believe that it's time for us to really listen to what God is trying to say on this issue. And that's why this is such an important message for this hour.
That's what I think of this movie is going to really help people that don't realize what they're doing, what's been going on for 50 years. It's going to be an awakening.
My heart, my prayer is just to go out and expose what's taking place inside of these abortion facilities and to let people know that there is hope and there is healing and there is forgiveness and there's no condemnation because of what we've done in the past. And, you know, I hope that Unplanned will give people that hope.
In our career, we've made many movies. We've been in the business for over 30 years. Nothing we've done in our lives is as important as this movie. There's never been, this is more than a movie. This has to become a movement. This is about simply saving babies' lives.
We're really excited about getting this movie out because we think it's going to have a real impact on culture.
And there are many ways you can help us. The first being prayer. The second is spreading the word on social media or talking to your friends, word of mouth. The third way is you can donate. And every dollar that comes in, we will spend that on the marketing of the movie and to bring people to the theater.
We're pleased and proud to be bringing you this film in the spring of 2019.
And we look forward to seeing you at the movies.
That's so powerful. So very powerful. Oh my goodness, I wish we had more time. It always flies so quickly. We did it, and there's not even an ice storm, so I kind of wish something would happen that would keep us here.
It's good to be back together anyway.
It is good to be back
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Oh my goodness, only Robia. I just want to tell you guys, honestly, thank you so much. As we are here in season 2 of The Three, do you see what happens when you give and we are able to be on air? And it's not just about the shows that we've done. We've done shows on human trafficking and racism. We've done shows on ISIS and all kinds of shows, but also behind the scenes. Gatekeepers are coming together and they are forming alliances and doing projects together that are changing the world. So when you help The Three stay on air, which we need you to do, that is what happens with your love gifts. I've always said, you know, this is my 50th year in television. I've been in TV commercials since I was 3 years old. I know, I'm really old. And so, but I always say that, you know, I had a TV career. What I really want is a TV family. I feel the same way about Jesus. You know, he had a son, but he wanted a family. And he sent Jesus to come and get us. And so I feel the same way. I've had the TV career. I want a TV family. And that's what you are when you become a donor for The Three. You can go to my website at www.thethree.tv. I'm going to say goodbye for now, guys. It's the week for you to go see this movie. Follow the link on your screen and find a showing near you. Don't miss it. Thanks, guys. Everybody, love you guys so much. Bye-bye. See you next time on The Three.